Just, yeah, she's been talking to my wife. So.
That's never good.
No, but, you know, you never would have known it when I saw you. What was that, a couple of weeks back?
Right out by you.
Yeah.
Just a little. Just a little.
Thank you for saying.
Well, it's the quick
Five
gospel.
no six.
You got one more soda?
No, that's
Okay.
Yeah.
You try to explain it in
Yeah.
great detail as to.
Little boy,
Yeah,
you know,
but-
You just cut to the chase.
I lost $575 for this. So maybe that's a good thing.
So you just cut to the chase.
Yeah, I cut to the
I
chase.
went to do a, she had to set a rate on because we do environmental testing down in Clarkston. And I went to pick up a couple of these things. The husband answers the door and goes, "What's this?" And I said, "Well, I had surgery." And he said, "Oh, you?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "You met my wife, didn't you?" Oh, God.
Yeah,
He's running late today, isn't he?
no, Chris just came in. Yeah. D-line.
So what you doing with your time, Bill? You still doing carburetors? and
Doing
stuff?
carburetors and working on those lawnmowers and staying busy.
Lots of.
Christopher. Christopher.
Yeah, see, I got mine early, so nobody got mine.
He runs and
Not
hides.
bad at all.
Do we have a rule that you have to share with the whole class if you bring treats to school?
No eating from us.
I have.
I went to the car.
He gets part of it.
Good deal.
I got a tattoo on my arm and Cookie Monster. Oh, geez.
So, and he's got a Cookie Monster tattoo, so now if I bake for him, I bake for him.
You have a Cookie Monster? Would you get shoulder replaced?
Yeah, and then I messed it up, but don't worry, Gwyn will tell you.
Did you fall down?
I know the story now.
Did you fall down?
Boy, did I, right here.
Yeah,
Hit my head and then did something stupid, argued with a woman.
Wow, that's what happened.
So I got this,
don't shovel after you've had your shoulder replaced, let's put it that way.
I told you how I got that cookie nickname.
Yes,
So I was just a little kid. Remember when we get the potato chips in the tins? Well, Mom was filling new era potato chip tins. She was making Toll House, homemade Toll House cookies for a family reunion. I was 4. And she had one about this full. And she had to help Dad do something. I don't know. And I grabbed those and I climbed inside the cabinet. And I proceeded. Well, later I got violently sick, about an hour later. And Dad had been painting. Remember those half-cut charcoal grills? Well, there was one of Mom's glasses with turpentine, and it was white paint. He'd been cleaning the brushes. So when I got violent sick, she thought, "Oh my God," he thought that was milk. They rushed me to the hospital. They pump out all those cookies. It's been my name ever since.
Alrighty
Stuck all the way to 63. People still calling me that.
no, so you can see what you're doing. That'll help.
They did a nice job, didn't
Yeah, that was the first thing they said to me is don't fall on your deadline.
Well, who did yours?
Yeah.
Mine too. You did both of them.
Me too.
This one was November. I had no problems with it. Then I had the knee completely replacement for Christmas. And then I thought, because this one, I had November 4th. I wasn't having to work in 8 days. I wasn't lifting ladders, but I was climbing them, and getting in crawl spaces and stuff. I use property instruction inspection. But, so I thought I'd get away with it. But this one had a torn rotator, and I had also separated it before, so it was real weak. And, yeah. Now I know. And I'm not spring chicken. We don't bend anymore, we break.
So,
Lesson learned.
5:30 there?
5:29. You waiting for the third here yet?
I guess, we can start now. Start the meeting, call the meeting to order, pledge of allegiance.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The election of officers.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I make a motion to nominate Beth Knowlton for what's the big cheese position?
The chairperson.
The chairperson, yeah.
You don't want
Yeah, he can't.
I have to roll. I'm a
Oh,
trustee.
that's right, okay.
I have to go, I'm a trustee, so I can't be the second guy.
Okay. Gary
Done.
seconded.
You have your power chair? I'll just slide in that way.
Wasn't expecting this.
That's when it's the best, that's what happened to me.
You can school us.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
And I nominate Bill Geisenhaver to be the deputy chairperson.
The co-chair.
I'll
That's second.
support.
I beat you.
Okay, yeah,
Gotta act like I know what I'm doing.
okay, all in
All
favor?
in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You said Bill?
Mhm.
Trade your spots. Unless you wanna just work from there.
I'll work from there,
All right, sure?
I am sure.
All right. Till next time.
If we can take a roll call vote of members.
Maasch here.
Maasch. Stoneburg.
Youness.
Geisenhaver?
Knowlton, I'm here. Next on the agenda is approval of minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Is there a second?
I second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve the November 20th, 24 meeting minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Public time. Anyone would like to make any comments for public time? Seeing no comments, public hearing. I'll close the regular meeting at 5:33. And I will open the public hearing at 5:34. Public hearing, any comments on the public hearing?
Did you bring drawings? You got something to say?
Okay,
Lyle, I have nothing to
I
say.
know.
Mr. Rao, would you like to do a presentation on the, general public
Yes, it
hearing?
was, but I'd like to introduce Chris Claus,
meeting,
and his
Hi,
wife's not
Chris.
here, but Renee. And they bought property from me about 19 years ago in all my subdivisions in Grand Legacy. And they brought this particular house plan to me, which is contemporary. And it happens to be drawn with a 312 pitch. And then we went to get a building permit and found out that 412 pitch is minimum. So that's why we're here, because with the, this particular house is closer to 74 feet wide. Most homes are 24, 28. When you add one more pitch, and what a pitch is for every 12 inches of roof, it goes up 1 inch. Well, in this case, the roof would go up another 4 feet. In most houses, it wouldn't make a difference, because it might only go 12 feet or 14 feet. So that's why we're here to ask for a variance. It's just because this is what they want to build, and it would drastically change the look of the house.
So the thought of that's kind of a modern, mid-century farmhouse
barndominium.
I'm calling it modern, between modern and modern, or barndominium.
Okay. To me, it looks like kind of like the old mid-century houses, you know.
Yeah, like a '70s with a little
With a
Franklin
little-
Lloyd Wright twist.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's very handsome.
I never thought of that one.
It's very handsome.
I drove by the property, it looks like the home is gonna set
Way
quite a ways
back.
off the
Yes.
drive.
What we did, Chris and I, because it's in one of my subdivisions, Grand Lakes Estates, we actually went to every single property owner, showed them the prints, and we have, and we showed them the township restriction requiring us to come. And we got unanimous approval from everybody that lives in the development. And actually, one guy lives in Florida, and we sent it down and got his approval. So, and that letter's also in your package. So every single person in there,
This pitch doesn't have anything to do with how the water runs off or none of that, right? Okay.
Is any portion of it in compliance? Is it just the portion of it or the garage that doesn't meet the pitch level, or is it everything?
it's everything on the
Everything?
house. So,
What is the roofing material gonna be like? So they do ice and water shield all the way up on this one?
On this one, we probably will,
Yeah.
because of the.
Yeah, well, the only problem I find in my career, obviously, a lot of these that weren't done correctly in the '70s had a lot, because there's no attic.
Yes.
They had a lot of water issues from the snow city. But they didn't do ice and water shield then, and they didn't do underlayment then. They did felt, as we know. So, knowing that, I'm happy with that. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you.
And then, as Beth had mentioned, I got a drawing of where the house is on the property. They have just under 6 acres. The green is all wooded. The yellow is open, actually it's under the power lines. And where it's not shaded, and it's actually drawn on the drawing, is where the house is going. So, you're right, you can hardly even notice it, other than in the wintertime.
What do they do for ventilation on a roof like that?
So they'll put baffles on the bottom side all the way up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Understood, yes.
There's still an attic in there.
There is, but it's limited.
The ceiling will be flat, so you still have this much attic.
So you have a lot of breathing.
Yes.
So it's gonna be primarily soffit, and then on the upside, what is it? Just soffit on the top edge. Okay, beautiful.
And you said to comply would add another 4 feet to it,
Yes.
which would make it,
Ugly.
right?
It's
Yeah,
really
we won't
pleasing.
build that.
Yeah, no, if you're gonna do that, just do a gable,
Yeah.
or a hip style or something.
And they have,
Yeah.
have the copy of the difference.
It's a big difference.
Well, I have a question here. It's a serious question. In this picture are windmills. We don't want those here. I'm sorry. My apologies.
I will agree not to put those in there.
Okay, appreciate it.
Any other questions?
Any other board members have a question for Mr. Mr. Klaus?
Presentation.
Anyone in the audience have any comments in their public time? Public hearing? See no more additional comments during the public hearing. I'll close the public hearing at 5:39. I will reopen the regular meeting at 5:40 p.m. At this time will be consideration of the board to review the request for the variance. Discussion by the board.
I honestly don't see a problem with it.
I don't either. I think it's gonna add value to the neighborhood and the property.
Can be done properly, and it's Yeah, no, I have some issues.
No, I don't see any additional, I don't see any problems, and maybe it's an issue that would need to be reviewed in the variance, in the zoning. Because you may see that issue arise again, of pitch levels like that.
So how would we bring it up in the zoning? I mean, do you think amend the zoning?
I think it probably needs to maybe be reviewed at some point in time,
So you can,
be considered,
I agree.
because I can foresee somebody maybe,
Once you see it.
once they see it, hey, that's kind of a
Yeah.
nice.
I agree too.
We're trying to hide it so people don't do it.
Yeah.
Well,
It's one of a kind.
Well, I make a motion to,
We have to go through the AB.
before, after, we make a motion. The ABs.
Motion.
I think you do the motion and then go through them, but.
And I apologize, I did not review the process, the order process for this, so.
Kind of caught you off guard.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
a tiny bit, but
So with that said, I make a motion to accept the variance, or to put.
it seems like we
Different words
would
for me.
need to go through the A, B, C before we have a motion.
Yeah, you
yeah, we usually do.
Yeah,
Alright,
Yeah,
we
I
can do
would-
it.
I would feel more comfortable in reviewing these, the A, B, C, and D, and finding fact under those, and then having the motion.
Do you wanna read them out then?
Sure. A, would the strict enforcement of the provisions of the Mayfield Township zoning ordinance cause an unnecessary hardship and deprive the owner of rights enjoyed by all other property owners owning property within the same zoning district?
So, yeah.
yes.
And we need a definition of yes under that.
That would look hideous 4 foot taller. The aesthetics.
Well,
I- yeah, I
Yes,
think
because-
aesthetically.
Could we do,
Would affect the.
to disallow variance would,
Create a hardship on the builder and the new owner of it, where they have to redesign.
would deprive,
See, that's why I nominated this one, because I knew she had the right verbiage to.
would deprive the owner of
Freedom of design?
deprive the owner of
Freedom of design.
or requested home plans? I don't know, does that sound?
That's fine.
Deprive the
I
owner
just
of-
put, because we said yes, but it's okay.
Would requested of home design. So yes, to disallow variance would deprive the owner of requested home design. Does that sound adequate? B, are conditions and circumstances unique to the property which are not similarly applicable to other properties in the same zoning district? Are conditions and circumstances unique to the property owner which are not similarly applicable to other properties in the zoning? I think that would be yes,
What makes it unique to that's?
The design makes it
Okay.
unique.
I was gonna say the property's no different.
The home design making it unique to the property. sound adequate? C, are conditions self-imposed? Here's my question, which I didn't. Does every one of these have to be answered?
They usually answer all of them, yeah.
No, I mean answered in a manner by which, does it have to be, you have to meet the criteria under A through E? Or is it, can you
The
do
majority.
the majority of them?
I guess I don't know what you're saying.
So if, I mean, technically this is a self-imposed condition.
Yeah.
So if we say yes to that, does that then, I mean, no would mean that, I don't know if this has to be affirmative.
My thought would be yes, because there wouldn't be a variance if it wasn't
Right, so I,
self-imposed, right?
right,
Correct, I'd agree with you.
But I don't think this has to be 100%.
it doesn't have to be 100%, okay, so that's,
See what she was saying?
Mhm.
Okay.
so technically we'd have to answer that yes, correct? Are conditions self-imposed, yes. As home design was selected by home owner. D, would this entitle the applicant to special privileges that are denied other properties similarly situated and in the same zoning district?
Well, they'd have to come on board.
Exactly.
Right,
That's
so it'd be
easy, yeah.
no.
Right.
Would we review the board and see if anybody had that tonight in a recent amount of time?
I
Would
mean,
that be something we should
Yeah,
do?
I don't think anybody has.
That's
yeah,
That's
nothing's been,
Yeah.
so we would answer that no. Would this entitle the applicant to special privileges that were denied other no?
No. Everybody
Yes.
gets equal shape.
No other
I like that.
applicants have been denied in same zoning district. E, would the requested variance be contrary to the spirit and intent of the Mayfield Township zoning ordinance?
That's kind of a catch-22. I think. That goes back to that ordinance needing to be maybe refreshed and looked at.
I mean, we could answer no as the zoning board or the zoning ordinance
We should review
will be
that.
reviewed as
Yeah,
to
because-
pitch allowances.
And I understand it all. I mean, Lapeer was built with classic 1,200 square foot 412 pitch ranch. There's more of them here than you'll see in any other county. So I think we should review that. I mean, we're in modern times now. New designs are gonna be, a lot of AI is gonna be making homes, right? Giving us new plans. So that's what I would
So
write. that we
answer
would-
no as the zoning board will review pitch allowances for I can't talk tonight, for modernization
There you
of
go.
modernization of home designs.
That's good.
Does that sound okay? So with that, A answered yes, B answered yes, C answered yes, D answered no, E answered no. So we need a ZBA decision.
Aye.
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 Let's,
Now you want the motion?
yeah, probably now we would need the motion.
The motion we request is, variance,
To grant the variance.
Mm-hmm.
first pitch.
I
First
second.
pitch.
Okay, we have a motion by, Bill Geisenhaver to approve the variance. I have a second on that. And we need to, base
So
it
you
on
just
a
wanna say
decision.
like the exact numbers to grant the 312.
Yeah. So the ZBA's decision, based upon the criteria being met, is to grant the variance to the 312 pitch.
And we're gonna put the address or parcel ID?
Address is 564 Grand.
Is it 564?
And parcel 8.
What was that address again?
564.
That's Grand Legacy, right?
Yes.
So we have a motion and a second to approve the variance at the 564 Grand Legacy parcel for the 312 pitch. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carried. And 8, reason for decision. Again, I think we would just need to put criteria met to allow the 312 pitch. Do we have to take a roll call vote of each, number 9? Okay. Do you want to call that Amy, or do you want me
Yeah, I
to?
can. Stoneburg,
Yes.
Geisenhaver,
Yes.
Knowlton,
Yes.
Maasch,
Yes.
and Youness.
Yes.
And then we will need the signature of the ZBA chair or all of the ZBA members.
Cheers, cheers.
Just chair, okay.
Yep.
That's you.
Well, I didn't write this up very neatly, should
I
I?
will get you a blank one.
Okay. I can scribble, so,
And then we'll go on for yours.
okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
And I see nothing else on the agenda, so I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and second to adjourn. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion adjourned, or meeting adjourned at 5:53.
Build away, young man.
So Chris,
Thanks for the young part.
you bought the property a number of years ago. Are you currently a Lapeer resident?
Oh, yeah, we've owned a business here for 38 years.
What business?
I own Primerica Financial, I'm an advisor,
I need you.
Exactly.
and we're very good at it.
Yes, he's very good at it.
Good.
They're, yeah, we bought it in '06 and then the world fell apart, so we moved to Christine Estates. And, we own a building on Park Street,
I'm gonna go get them.
Fresh one?
Yes.
but thank you, it's gonna be a cool home.
It looks like a very cool
Yes.
home, very nice design.
Are you gonna frost are your garage doors gonna be glass like that?
Yep.
Frosted?
Clear frost.
Clear?
There's another outbuilding for everything but vehicles.
Oh,
discuss that.
Neighbor can see, hey, can I borrow that lawnmower? I don't have one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Look, there's nothing there.
That's
Is it gonna be similar color?
Nice design.
I really believe it's gonna be that color. And, we're gonna have to put some stone on the front.
Is that like a dark brown or black?
Yeah, the windows are all black and, the back of the house sits on the ledge of the property and looks right into the woods. And it's gonna have an 8-foot slider and glass panels. You're literally gonna be, walk out the door into the woods.
No deck?
No decks, no, no, it's all, the whole concept is about nature.
Well, we'd love to visit, I would anyway, once it's done.
Well, when we do, we'll do an open house,
It's awesome.
You see that, Glenn?
while ever gets it built.
Well, I've seen his builds, and I gotta tell you something. Somehow, I don't know what it is about Lyle, but he seems to use more 2x4s than any other house I've seen. Remember we were talking about that, Addy? I came out of it and I says, man, you can tell when a house is built, and you said, people have
That's
no
beautiful, I'm
idea.
jealous.
Thank you.
Very
Gorgeous.
true.
It's only taken 19 years to get to this, so.
You wanna rush into this?
Is it your
stuff?
Yeah, you
final,
gotta take your time,
so your final home?
but probably.
Well, I mean, you only look like,
I turned 63 last Friday.
Oh,
Again, that's a young man.
yeah, yeah, Bill's 64, he,
Okay.
Yeah, I wish.
It sure goes fast.
yeah, it does. I'll tell you, it's just amazing, my phone is full of grandbaby pictures.
That's awesome.
It is, it's a whole